A traditional Venetian necklace with Murano glass. Signore Filoni, I was so struck by your elegance during our earlier conversation. I saw this in a shop today, and for some reason had the idea that it must be worn by you and no other.
Oh, Signore, how would you have known, eh? I had a similar necklace that I wore for many years, but recently, well, I was forced to part with it. I shouldn't accept it, but it has been years since I've received tokens from such a handsome young man, eh? How can I refuse? Mille grazie, Signore, thank you.
It's my pleasure. I'm sorry to trouble you with a distressing subject, Signore, but may I ask you about the night of the murder?
I really don't want to talk about that. I'm frightened.
Of course you are. Who wouldn't be? But I'm not the police, and this information is not for the courts. It will stay between you and me.
Well...
A musician like yourself, your ears are very keen.
Yes, I heard a scream, as if her mouth was covered by a hand.
You looked out the window. What did you see?
There were two men, all in black. Slender, small.
Did you see their faces?
No, their heads, their faces. They were covered in black, as if they were in a play. I swear. Oh, perhaps I've been foolish. I should have stayed quiet. I must go. Thank you for the necklace.
Signora. Bianca ran from the killers, and they caught her here. It's probable that this location was random, but not the public hanging. Her death was meant to be noticed. There's something on the bottom of the canal. Could it have fallen from Bianca's purse? That wouldn't do much good.
Come in, Mr. Rector. Please, sit down.
Thank you, Signor Condelo. I'm sorry to intrude at a time like this.
I've been asked to speak with you, and that request came directly from the U.S. Embassy.
Impressive.
What interest does the United States have in my wife's murder? Do you think it was a terrorist act? Why would they want to hurt Bianca?
I don't have the answers, Signore. I'm still investigating.
Very well. I've already been over everything with the police a dozen times, but I'll do what I can to help you.
It would help me to know more about you.
Very well.
Tell me about your work.
I am Consigliere of Venice. I used to practice law, but for now my focus is exclusively on politics. Venice is struggling, as is all of Italy. It will take the best of all of us to save her, if we can.
Was Bianca your first wife?
See, I worked hard all my life, and I'm not ashamed to say, I enjoyed my youth. But a man who wishes to accomplish certain things in life needs a wife. Bianca was everything I needed. She had beauty, style, connections. I doubt I will ever find her equal.
Tell me about Bianca.
What would you like to know?
How old was Bianca when you married her?
She was 18 and I was 43, but she was very mature for her age. She knew the life she wanted, and I could give it to her. She was happy in our marriage, especially once our son came along.
How old was Bianca when she had your son?
It was a year after our marriage. She was 19. Does that have some relevance?
We'll see. Did your wife play piano?
No, she was quite musical, but she preferred dance. She was in a classical dance company before we were wed. As for the piano, Bianca loved to entertain, and music was always a part of such evenings.
Bianca quit dancing after you were married?
Of course, it was hardly appropriate for the wife of a man in my position.
How did you meet Bianca?
Bianca's family is one of the most influential in all of Italy. I have known her father for many years. I watched Bianca mature. She was the perfect politician's wife. She loved meeting people and doing philanthropic work. I knew she would make the perfect wife for a man of my ambitions. Fortunately, her father agreed, and I was able to convince her to marry me, even though she was quite young at the time.
I must ask you about Bianca's murder.
If you must.
Tell me about the night it happened.
Bianca wished to attend a concert. She had a number of musician friends from her student days. I declined to go with her. It was nothing important, and I preferred to get some work done. Now I wish I'd never allowed her to go out alone.
You couldn't possibly have known. It's not your fault. Do you know who killed Bianca?
No, she was a beautiful and gracious young woman. She had no enemies, nor do I.
I realize it is difficult to speak ill of the dead, but Bianca must have had some flaws. No one is perfect.
It is a good thing that I, myself, am a man who often has to say things no one wants to hear, because otherwise I would throw you out of the house for that impudence.
As you say, getting to the truth is not always pleasant.
She was a beautiful young woman. She had some insecurities. Never thought she was good enough, perfect enough. Perhaps I should be grateful for that. If she had been more confident, she might never have married me.
I appreciate your honesty, Signore. I've heard that you have unpopular views. Perhaps someone took offense to them.
Do you think someone would be cruel enough to hang my beautiful young wife because they did not like my politics?
I think people are not very wise and often violent.
I cannot control what madmen think or do. I'm afraid I must get back to work. In times of fiscal crisis, one is not even allowed the solace of grief. You may stay and look around. I have told the staff that you are free to come and go. You'll find Bianca's bedroom through that door there. And before you ask, the house has plenty of rooms. Bianca liked having her own sanctuary. We were happily married.
I would be the last person to judge such an arrangement. Thank you for your time, Signor Cardolo.
Goodbye.
Someone must have a love of dance, or bare navels. A wedding photo of Bianca and Dante Cardolo. She has a striking figure. What I can see of it around that large bouquet. The sofa and chair are Queen Anne, but they've been reupholstered in red leather. Hideous. Bianca liked to entertain. I imagine there will be few parties in this room now, at least until Signor Cardolo remarries. I don't play. I prefer to stand. The Cardolo home is on one of the oldest and most prestigious canals in Venice. It's the perfect address for someone with ambition. Dance images and more family photos. Boring. Dance images and more family photos. Boring. Her robe and slippers are still laid out, waiting for Bianca to come home. I wonder how long it will be before someone dares put them away. Signor Cardolo said this was Bianca's room, which means I presume that this was not the matrimonial bed. There's a light breeze tonight. Perhaps it's an incoming storm. The desk is 19th century, Italian design. This bed set is a 19th century reproduction. Expensive, but not valuable, or even in good taste. That must be Bianca's son. He's young to lose a mother. It appears to be an old family Bible. Really not my cup of tea. The top drawer of the dresser. Gloves. This is quite an assortment. Not many women wear gloves these days. I wonder what Bianca saw in them. Interesting. This glove is quite large. It would fit my hand. These overly large gloves are interesting, but I don't need to take them with me. Gloves. This is quite an assortment. Not many women wear gloves these days. I wonder what Bianca saw in them. Interesting. This glove is quite large. It would fit my hand. These overly large gloves are interesting, but I don't need to take them with me. Perfectly ordinary clear tape. A small desk clock, worthless. Nothing interesting. Bianca kept some pens in here. No surprise, it is a writing desk. They look like drawers, but they're decorative. They don't actually open. I recognize that. It's a key slot, probably for a secret drawer. Postage stamps. Do people actually mail things anymore? The notebook looks brand new. Bianca's planner. It's open to the day she was murdered. She'd written in a concert for that evening, but there's nothing else relevant. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. Blank envelopes. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. Nothing interesting. My wallet. That doesn't fit. I need the key. It would be broad and flat. Really not my cup of tea. These overly large gloves are interesting, but I don't need to take them with me. I can't relax in here. Too many reminders of Bianca. What a tragic ending. The bench looks like it's been well used. Nothing helpful about it, though. This bed set is a 19th century reproduction. Expensive, but not valuable, or even in good taste.
Ah, Mr. Rector. I'm glad you stopped by. Someone was here looking for you.
Oh? Who was that?
It was an Asian woman, middle-aged. She didn't give her name. She came in to inquire about you after your last visit. To be honest, I didn't like her manner, and I told her I didn't know you. I hope I wasn't wrong.
No, she doesn't sound like anyone I know, and I don't care for people knowing my business. Let me know if she bothers you again.
Of course.
Those wouldn't be big sellers in Manhattan. I'd like to take this boat pole. Can you put it on my account?
Of course.
It's not unique enough to get my interest. I've seen better, in art and in real life. I don't have anything new to say to him at the moment. The hook won't stick to the bare pole. I need to try something else. It's a collapsible boat pole from Barosi's shop. Sympathy cards for Bianca. That brings home the tragic aspect of all this, doesn't it? Sympathy cards for Bianca. That brings home the tragic aspect of all this, doesn't it? I've no use for those cards. White roses. Traditional for funerals and weddings. Appropriate since both are equally tragic. White roses. Traditional for funerals and weddings. Appropriate since both are equally tragic. Florist's putty. The material can be surprisingly versatile. I don't think Signor Condello will miss this. It's a boat pole with some florist's putty on the end. I have a feeling this brass hook dropped from Bianca's purse. I'll take it with me. This brass hook was under the bridge where Bianca was murdered. I don't see anything else of interest down there.
Hello again, Mr. Rector.
Signore Barrosi. I don't have anything new to say to him at the moment. I don't think Brunetta has any more information for me. I don't need to call him right now. I don't need to text him right now. It's a protester. They're thick as flies in the city. I'm not interested in hearing about her politics. Ah, and there we have it. Prescription cream for plaque psoriasis. Has Bianca's name on it. I wonder what this key card goes to. I should find out. It's a cheap prepaid phone. Who did Bianca need to speak to that she couldn't call on a regular cell phone? Let's see who Bianca was talking to. I need to find out who Gabriella is. I'll put this in my phone's contacts. Bianca kept this key card in a secret drawer. I should figure out what it opens.
Pronto?
Am I speaking with Gabriella?
Si? This is Gabriella Spira. Who is this?
I'm calling about Bianca Cardolo. I found your number on her phone.
I thought someone might be calling me. Are you with the police?
I'm an independent investigator. May we meet?
I work near the Doge Palace. There's a cafe on the north side of the plaza. Can you meet me there?
Yes. I'll see you soon.